Okay, welcome to all of you. I am Dr. B.S.Mishra, presenting with you on the topic of the empowering implies. So, my dear listeners, this one is the too late, but now welcome to all of you. First of all, what about the concept of the empowering? Empowering of implies. What about the sickness? What about the negativities among the implies? How develop the negativities among the implies? By the situational, by the relation on the behalf of behaviors, by the different types negative issues, and how we establish a consciousness, a self realization, self valueful, self consciousness related environment, culture, trend among the implies. So, first of all, to establish the degree of consciousness regarding their responsibility, regarding their duties, regarding behaviors among the senior and juniors, including the colleagues, and their self realization, and secondary, we analyze the individual value of implies what according to the expectation of the organization, expectation of the organizational administration, expectation with reference of the implies, expectation with reference of the unionism. So we analyze to individual persons degree of autonomy, with reference of completion their responsibility, their duties. So improve their trust, their beliefs. How we improve the degree of trust and belief with the expectation of the individual value and the contribution of the organizational value. And in another slide, we discuss another provisions the organizational value, but presently I am explaining the empowering phase, requirement of empowering phase by the analysis causes and symptoms, including the negative and positive phases. So to establish a skillful environment, trend, and culture who help the provisions, among the peoples. So establish a technophobic culture and environment and makes is the valuable participation and leadership, and individual implies establish a valuable participation and establish a socio-behavioral culture with the maximization of the individual value, group value, and organizational value. So, regarding this, degree to which man is prerogative in the preservations, ये लेफ्ट साइड में आपके पास है, and you must be analyze the degrees, and second the degree which the implies are involved, causes and system of the involvement. So the role of the industrial administration with the phase of the involvement of the implies with the preservation of the values, with the maintain of the individual values. So management decide unilaterally unilaterally, a phase of the stuffing, distribution of the responsibility, distribution of the accountability under the system with the response of the unilaterally. And this one is the communicate among the implies whatsoever decided by the industrial administration, apexism of the administration according to the vision, according to the mission, according to the project responsibilities. And this one is the communicate to the implies. And this one is the very better giving the result with the consultation before the final decision. B means administration and the workers establish a participatory procedures for the final decision, means to justify the degree of consciousness, degree of interest among the objectivities. So to establish in the organization a joint management procedures, consultancy procedures for the decision making, है ना? And this one is the decide unilaterally, implies unilaterally. Now you can see the next procedure, label, categorization of the label, empowering by the organization. Left side you can see in the slide, and right side you can see the degree of empowerment. And left side, label in low organization, low to high and high to low. This one is the procedures. So decision, it's management, whatever management decide, suggestion scheme according to the requirement of the organizational objectives, according to the establishment of renownship of the society, according to the suggestion of the employees and participants, according to the situation of the organizational provisions, according to the financial and the participatory phenomena, whatever the more powerful situation is established in the organization establishment. So management communicate to the few important relevant matter, material, topic, whatsoever required to the share with their implies, with their unions. So quality circles, number one, total quality management, secondary. Different is का first you establish total quality management, and after that you establish a trend of quality circles, quality schemes. So these things, quality phenomena, establish a image, image, brand image of the organization. For that establishment, job enlargement, a procedure also opted by the administration. Job enlargement refers to the implies consistency, duty and responsibility, extension of the duty and responsibility of the employees. And secondary, to understand phase of involvement, this one is the phase of involvement, degree of consent is empowered by the team. So a workers joint council is also established in the establishment, and positively people's administration and union and workers whatsoever having the sense of the participation collectively bargain how we achieve the better, how organization achieve the better, how organization did the better image value in the society, in the environment, in the culture. And to establish a consciousness among the participants under the sense of ownership participation, and this one is the very useful for the organization, and board level participation is also needed. So we are analyze the phases life of QC program, quality circle program. Primarily, we analyze the phases, establish the phases and their categorization of the activities, and whatsoever the negativities, their destruction forces also analyze. So, startup obtains funds, publicize and distractions, low volunteer rate, funding, inabilities to learn. These processes are the problem, whatsoever coming, the having a solving procedures. Second, initial problem solving. Identify the problems, how we solve. But causes disagreements on problems. Whatsoever problem generate, we find out the proper solution. Presentation and approval of the initial suggestions. Presentation have the initial suggestion and accepted by the activities by the participants, and whatsoever participants respect, group level, middle level, poor presentation suggestions, because the limitations of the knowledge, the cadre of the adaptations are differentiates to the activities positive to negative threats. Implementation of the solution. According to the activity, we find out the actual solution and act on the behalf of the sharing of the suggestions. Whatsoever possible, we must be implement. Secondly, the expansion and the continued new group, whatsoever add, and the lacks of problem n number pass to the new groups, and expense of the parallels by the organization, solving the realization, reward, fulfill their own wants and desires. Secondary last steps decline. How big? However, group meets reasons. Cynicism about the programs, about the burnout. What's are the negativity? Burnout is the situational crisis, individual stress levels, and situational crisis. Next para, I will add that things. So we establish a quality circle process and model. Now, number one, by the participatory phenomena, set up a circle, which is the structurify, restructurification. This one is known as the restructurification of the set of the circle. New members, new Julius members, good response peoples, and train to them according to the requirement, according to the criteria of requirement. Core expectation fulfill their the complete training, and select the situational problem whatsoever coming maybe. And second, investigate the problem. Generation to generation, problems are change, types, category change, then we always ready to provide the proper solution by the situational mode. And also add the suggestions of management group, self group, senior group, management group, and the participatory phenomena, and everything is skewed. So execute solution. How we execute solution? A proper, systematic, analytical, job oriented, and the base of expertization according to expectation of the project, according to the solution, according to the response. So we facilitate the empowering team. Facilitations, number one, organizational value and leadership. To maintain the organizational value and leadership by the maintaining the individual workers and administration's value and degree of decisions. Second, human resource system. How we establish system of human resource system of human resource. Then how we reward. So according to the requirement, we train them and and provide them according to their accountability reward. Organizational structure, 3 points there is the to maintain the value by the standardization of the human resource management. Secondly, the distribution of the power, responsibility, and the accountability. Power, responsibility, and accountability. Structure according to the designing, and if we organization need, then redesign, redistribution of power and responsibility according to the organizational requirement. And these things, who maintain the value, who maintain the system, who maintain the culture, is very important for the empowering procedures. And continuous actions according to the requirement means the product quality, range of the productivity, and the service. Now, differences, how we differentiate traditional system like that, the organizational structure, restructuring according to the job designing, enlargement and enrichment, management system, change of the management system, administrative system, norms, rules, powers, restructuring of the job design, responsibilities. Whenever the change the system of leadership, vision of the top management, mission of the top management, then system of the changes. So how we establish a valuable environment, culture, and interest consciousness among the organizational implies, and the how we what we provide them rewards. This one is by which process, by the system, by the individual, and the any other types. So traditionally, we analyze the organizations individual phase, single tasks, multidimensional development, direct control or indirect control, sole autonomy and the indirect control, top management relation, yeah, limitations, having the limitation with the norms, individual or the seniority base में autonomy, power of autonomy, individual and seniority is having the sense of the power of autonomy according to the control system and improve system. So the self-directed team, a consciousness means team, whole process multiple tasks whatsoever applicable, facilitate, how much we facilitate, open and shared system, a skill based system, team plan, team control system, and teams performance improvement procedures. Always we develop the improvement procedures. So next, B. Participates establish participation in performance. Participation phenomena enhance the job related self efficiency, improve their job mastery, role model, reinforcement, sir. Reinforcement support whatsoever applicable by the administration. Secondary, removing condition of the powerfulness. Job, reward system, job, degree of power, reward system, leadership, change, whatsoever requires change. So the perception of empowerments, what is the importance? Competency, establish the competency among the system, among the employees. High value, degree, degree of individual value, team value, group value, department value, organizational value, different types of chain of improvement according to the accountability and the responsibility. And increase the degree of talent, degree of talent who perform the value. So last, we establish internal and external impact. External impact may be develop other steps. Technical, techno professional establishment. Techno professional, which is the changeable, always techno professionals. Cultural development, a trend, a culture, a workable environment, quality of work life. Participation of the unionization, sense of unionism, the degree of sense of unionization. Stratification according to the task, according to the leadership, change of leaderships. Both things are also implemented. Culture, these things are established. A culture, culture, if establish a better culture, better environment, better quality of work life, then this one is completely removed, maximum percentage of removed conflict among the implies, among the direction of the implies and administration, among the union and differentiation between the union and industrial administration, rules, norms, n numbers of situations whatsoever create the conflicts, and peoples are counter to each other by the destruction of the self mind, self analysis, self and destruction of the environment. So establish a professionalism, and these professionalism is maybe socio political, legal, economics, environmental. These things are national, international, secondary phase. So political phenomena different, legal phenomena different, economical procedures also the having the impact. So these are the provisions whatsoever implying, and empowerment of the implies is also better things. And I think about, if any question, then you respond to me in comment box. I wait to your questions, and join the classes. We are online classes also start and conduct to the these part of knowledge, and everything are applicable as the procedures. Okay, thank you to all of